here at the barn. We're under the carport. I've been trying to film this video for over a week and the weather's just not been cooperating. Over the last 2 months, we've almost been averaging somewhere between 6 and 8 inches of rainfall. So we've just been swamped out. I'm really trying to get that fence done like you saw in the last video, but I don't want to try and set posts in the ground with it as wet as it is. Actually, over here at the barn, I had some wood posts that I had set a couple years ago, 3 feet deep in concrete. Never hung a fence on it though, and I just walked out and wrapped my arms around the post and pulled it out of the ground 3 feet deep with concrete on it. Tell you how soft our ground is. So that's why I don't want to try and set any more posts to continue work on the fence like we did in the last video. I miscalculated somewhat on the steers corn. They got 17 days left until they go to processing, and we ran out of corn yesterday. So I don't have enough days left to justify another bulk bag. So I just bought a bunch of 50-pound sacks. They'll get, I think they were actually getting a little more than 50 pounds a day, but I'm just gonna give them a sack a day. And I have increased their hay just a little bit the last few days as well, so that'll kind of make up for the difference there. We are gonna do that and then see what else we can get into if the weather will cooperate. What just caught my eye, Arlo, the black steer's in the alleyway here, and I have no idea how that happened. It looks like he's been here for quite a while. Our straw supply that was in the alleyway here for the goats bedding is all destroyed. I see a pallet laying over that was trashed. I don't know how he got out because all the stall doors are shut. Let's see if we can't figure out how he got out, and let's get him back in there. Back up, bud. Back up. I don't know how he got out. This might be fun because he's a pet, basically, bottle raised. He likes to play, he likes to be petted. Even more curious because, as you can see right back there, the tiger stripe stayed in the pen. I still don't know how this happened. It's always something else on the farm. You can see he knocked our stack of straw over, busted a couple open. Not a big deal. There's some trash wood that I needed to take to the burn pile, but instead I stacked it up right there. He's knocked some of that over. But here, we're at his stall, and it's locked. Aha. This one is not locked. But I know for a fact this was locked last night when I left. There has been one of the renters in one of the houses up front have been coming through here and feeding all the animals, the goats, the horse, a new cow that we've not got to talk about yet. I'm wondering if they shouldn't have been, but I'm wondering if maybe they didn't accidentally unlock this or something. And I'm sticking firm to that it wasn't me, because I remember specifically before I left yesterday evening locking. Apologize for the lighting. The barn is dark as it is, and it's still kind of been nasty today. The wind is zipping outside. This light here in the front stall, which is where I keep the feed buckets, the hay, it's where the donkeys and Mojo can come. Mojo's a bit mad at me right now because the farrier came yesterday and he is not a fan of getting his nails done. So he got a little bit of a trouble because he did not behave, or not behave how he should. But this light anyway, the wiring is real bad, so that light flickers and sometimes it's on, sometimes it's not. I apologize ahead of time. I don't know with the cow feed, as I was saying, and you just saw, I unloaded a bunch of 50-pound sacks. The steers have 17 days to harvest, so I'm just gonna feed them that. That might be a little less than what they've been getting, but I'm making up for it with extra hay. I don't know if it was a miscalculation on my part, or if I've just been feeding them more than what the ration intended. Either way, they've been eating it quickly, I should add. I like this, so we're just gonna do it this way for these last few days, and we'll get these boys off to butcher. I'm gonna get these sacks emptied into the feed bin here, and then we'll go down and get y'all an update, let y'all look at them, because I know it's been a while, and I've had a couple comments and emails asking about them, so we're gonna go ahead and get a harvest steer update. And then I got a unique surprise in with the sheep right now. We're gonna go down and take a look at it. This can here is the sheep and goat feed, which does have feed in it. I bought a bag just to top it off while I was at the store. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and reveal the surprise I have down here with the sheep, because when I go to update you on the steers, you'll see it in the background, and I'll just go ahead and unveil it now. But first, I do want to feed the sheep, just because they get in the way and they will come up and bully the surprise, I guess is the best way to say it. So it's dark back here too, not because the light bulbs are faulty wiring or bulbs are out. There's just no bulbs here. There's not even a dead one in the socket. So I'm gonna do that off camera and I'll pick y'all back up. Come on. Come on. You're fine. So here it is. She is a 4-year-old longhorn. She's brindled, tiger striped. That is her calf, a steer. Behind her, he's sired by a Hereford bull. This is unique because she is bred back about 3 months, so first trimester, to either a black bull or a Hereford bull, the same Hereford that sired that calf. So we got a 3-in-1. Don't know what I'm doing with them yet, which is why they're here. Haven't decided if I want to keep them. I'd like to keep them, or if I want to sell them. Either way is fine with me. For the time being, they're right here. And then if I do decide to keep them, then we will move them to our farm once I get that fence put up, or at least some sort of temporary blockage right there, so I can turn them out over there and have time to get the fence later on without them getting out. Her horns are tipped a little bit, but she's still almost 5 foot wide. Here are the steers. Again, I'm going to apologize if any of the metal on the barn or the wind is causing any audio issues, but here they are. You can see that they are both filled out real nice. Arlo's got a real deep brisket. This steer has filled out his frame all the way across. They're not sunk in on the rumen, which is that little triangle right there. You can still see he's much bigger frame than Arlo is. Arlo's getting the fat deposits on either side of the tail head back there, and they are doing good. Other than that, they are trapped in all this mud. Speaking of mud, that's why I'm standing here kind of under the barn. I didn't bring knee boots, and this mud is quite deep. I'm just a hair over 6'4", and it's knee deep on me. So my regular work boots are not sufficient. But anyway, these guys are doing tremendous, other than the fact that they're stuck in the mud. They do have some green, some high ground out here that had a gravel base layer that is pretty dry. So they do have dry ground outside, and they do have basically a 30 by 20 barn stall here that's dry. Also pretty much protected from the wind as well. They're still eating their feed ration really well. Their feed ration, I started them on like 20 pounds of whole corn, each 3/4 pound of ADM beef trait each, along with, I started with 1 pound of hay each, and I have upped everything. At one point, they were honestly getting probably closer to 45 or 50 pounds of corn each. The beef trait stayed the same. I did up their hay as well, so now they're getting a combined probably 6 or 7 pounds of hay, and they are pretty much wiping it out quickly. The other night I had to make a second trip over here. It was actually when I bought that Longhorn and I was turning them out. I was turning them out about 3 hours after I fed them, and they had already emptied the trough with all that food. There has been no issue at all with founder, acidosis, bloat, none of it. The ADM beef trait has done its job on preventing all of that while allowing them to eat a ration of primarily whole corn. And as we've discussed in multiple videos before, that is a brand new concept, but it has worked for me. These steers go to butcher on March 4th, about 17 days away, and we'll get them back about 2 weeks later, and I'm very excited to see how that turns out. I've got most of it sold. I do have some I'll be selling by the pound. If you might be interested in it, or maybe some in the future, shoot me an email, and I'll be glad to see what we can do as far as the pricing and selling it to you. It's not how I really envisioned this video going, but hey, that's life on the farm. Anyway, it's starting to get dark outside. Y'all have watched me feed these steers a few times now, so I'm not going to show that again, bore y'all with that. I am glad I got to update y'all on them finally. show you the surprise longhorn, that 3-in-1 package. That's only the 3rd horned cow I've ever had, and 2nd longhorn cow. So I was pretty unique. Excited to show y'all. Still don't know what I'm going to do with her, but I will keep y'all updated either way. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. That helps me out tremendously. And if you could do me a favor, go back and watch some of our older videos as well. I was 98% of the way to the stage 1 of monetization, and all of a sudden the statistics and data that they use to promote me to that started declining, and over about 2 weeks it declined by about 50%, and that's the first decline that data has taken in over 2 years. And I got a feeling it's got to be something related to that I was that close to monetization, but I'm not going to get into all that. It is what it is. If you could watch some more of our videos, come back next time. Thank y'all so much. I'll see y'all again.